Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dividends, the show for and about your College of Business. A really interesting program today. Going to begin with return guest, Dr. Mike Brazil, one of the most popular professors in the College of Business, actually I'd say on campus. And he's so popular, he has his own snow cone named after him that is sold down in
It's Stark Vegas Snowballs in the Cotton District.
Wow, that's an honor.
I thought so. I begged for it, but they did it, so I'm happy about it.
Well, I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks for being with us again.
Sure, glad
we
to be
talked
here.
a year or so ago about a new program, DiversityDawgs, and I don't even know if we had a name for it back then.
We didn't. Sharon Oswald and I have been working to kind of create a way that our students can show the rest of the world what we kind of already know about them, that they're really a diverse group to start with, but even those who don't fit the typical description of diverse understand the challenges and the beauty that come along with the diversity that others bring to our college. And so we were trying to figure out a way to first express to the world kind of how we feel, how important inclusion and diversity is, but also a way to kind of prepare our students a little bit better to go out into the world and show future employers and everyone else that this is something they're passionate about.
Yeah, and starting from scratch is anything can be daunting, but you have made some pretty good progress, right?
We have. I'm really excited. We worked with one of our former students now to create a video that we are very excited about, and that was kind of our first step. The next step was to create the Inclusion and Diversity Fellows program, which we are calling DiversityDawgs, because it's funner, and to start actually recruiting those students this semester.
Well, I have not seen the entire video. I've seen just a piece of it,
Okay.
so I'm anxious to see it all. We'll take a look at that now, and folks at home can see what DiversityDawgs is all about.
Excellent.
Mississippi State University is the most diverse campus in the state of Mississippi. In the College of Business, we don't just accept that our people are diverse, we celebrate it. Diversity of thought, of culture, of experience. We recognize that our students, faculty, staff, and administrators show up every day with a diverse collection of experiences that serves to enhance the atmosphere of learning and growth that we cultivate in all of our people.
Diversity to me means inclusion. Everyone working together, whether or not they are a first-generation college student, in the military, a single mother, no matter what their color is, no matter what their ethnic background is, no matter what their sexual persuasion is, everyone working together, that's inclusion, that's diversity.
I speak Mandarin, I'm a world traveler, and I'm an entrepreneur.
I am a doctoral student.
We kind of get stuck in our own bubble thinking about our own perspectives or the way that things should or shouldn't be. But there's so much more out there about really the world itself and how we can come together and learn from one another.
I am a management PhD student, and I am a first-generation college graduate.
I define diversity as a state of mind. It's not a policy, it's not a government program. Diversity is understanding other cultures, accepting the way that other people think.
I'm a YouTuber. I'm gay. I'm a twin.
Diversity for me goes beyond the surface level aspects that we all think of, beyond race, religion, politics, sexuality. Diversity for me is a difference in thought, in perspective, in viewpoint.
I'm the proud mother of 5 wonderful children.
I am from France.
I'm a follower of Jesus.
I think that so many people have moved or traveled to a different country and forgotten how special everything is, from where they came from. I think it plays a huge role to know where you came from, to know where you're going.
We're excited about the cultural differences and unique experiences that our people share with us. And we strive to provide an environment where everyone feels appreciated, not in spite of the things that make them different, but because of those things. In the College of Business at Mississippi State University, we are redefining the expectations that the world has of business students from the South, and we couldn't be more proud. Join us.
I'm a writer.
I am a football lover.
I am a proud mom.
I am the founder of MSU Thrive.
I'm one of the top 20 marketing professors on Twitter.
I am innovative.
I am in recovery.
I'm outgoing.
And I'm a service member of the United States Army, Mississippi National Guard.
I'm a video editor.
I'm fearless.
And I'm a bulldog.
We are Mississippi State University College of Business.
Good video.
I love that video.
We were talking, I've got 2 teenage daughters,
Right.
and when you talk to them about diversity, it's almost a given. I mean, I
Right.
think their generation is so much better with it than our generation, and hopefully we were a lot better with it than our parents.
I would
their
agree with that, and I think that's been a little bit of a challenge in promoting this program too, because I think because so many of our students don't necessarily see a lot of the differences that older generations do and take note of, that they wonder if there's a need for something like this. But what we found, Sharon and I, in our research and talking to our executive advisory board members, is that a lot of our alumni have left the South to work for big companies who expected them to come in with biases that they didn't have, expected them to be bigoted because they were from the South.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of the reasons we created the DiversityDawgs, is to give kind of proof points to show that we are not what you think we are, that these are students who appreciate and celebrate diversity.
Was it difficult at all to get folks to go on camera and say, this is who I am, this is what I am?
When I first started creating that video, when I wrote it, I worried it would be. It was so easy. Everybody loves, especially the millennial generation, to kind of explain how they're a little bit different and the perspective they bring to things. So it was very easy. We had a lot of footage to choose from for that video. I think we chose very well, but there was a lot.
Well, it really, again, reminds us that diversity is pretty darn diverse. I mean, there's a lot of a lot of
Well, and that's the key really for our program. Sharon and I both wanted to make sure that this didn't look like it was just diversity of ethnicity and gender. We wanted to tie it in to make sure that we cover military personnel, LGBTQ, first-generation college students, parents who return for their education, people with different abilities, so that everybody realizes that we're all different in some way, and so that our definition of diverse is much broader, I think, than what a lot of institutions use.
Well, look, thanks for the work you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for giving us an update.
Certainly.
And I want to keep tabs on this and get you back. And next time, I want the Dr.
I'll bring
Brazil snow cone.
I'll bring it. We're trying it right now. It's a limited time only, so please go out and order it and get everyone so that we can get it full time. It needs to be a permanent addition.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Jeffrey.
it. We're going to take a break. Be back with more in just a moment.
Here, there's a spirit that makes people move a little differently. We're the all-nighters, crime fighters, and rocket igniters. The adventure seekers, record breakers, and noise makers. We innovate, lead. We inspire. We're family, bound by a common bond that's changing the world. Mississippi State University, where we ring true.
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Landon Casey, and Landon was on as a student entrepreneur about a year ago as well. Now he has graduated, and he is really filling a niche that we need here in our entrepreneurship world, and that is the prototyping. And I guess for the folks at home, explain what prototyping is.
Well, through my other venture, I was just on here, like you said, a year ago. We found that it was always easier to talk to investors and talk to customers when we had a prototype. And so we found, through my work with you in the MBA program here, we found that there's a bunch of people that have an idea and they have it written on a napkin, but they don't know how to take that next step. And so the idea is I wanted to start a business to where we could go and we could fill that gap in between running it down on a napkin and talking to investors.
Yeah, and so you're basically talking about the prototype is sort of the first edition. It's not necessarily ready to be put on the shelves, but it demonstrates what the product does.
A proof of concept.
Proof of, excellent, well said. All right, so we have some here, and we'll start with this one because this is a pretty neat device, and I guess I should have left on the table so the camera could get it. Explain what this is.
Well, so we were approached by a lady down in Jackson. She's a teacher, and she had an idea for a way to teach kids how to teach them their multiplication tables. And so what this does is you lay this out on the floor, and through a phone application, what it does is it actually updates these screens with each one of the different multiplication tables. So the 1s, the 2s, all the way up to 12.
Okay,
And,
so these little squares will light up.
they will light up. You need a phone application to do it, but they'll light up, and once they're done, you can update the multiplication tables to the point to where you can then, they can walk across and learn their multiplication tables.
So I have worked with this young lady, and she was able to articulate the idea to you. I had some students doing some research on, is this a product? Is there a demand for this product? There was. And on the strength of the prototype you made for her, she now is going to talk to the Barksdale group, which is an education foundation type group, and try to get this in the classroom.
Absolutely. So the good news of that is I believe she had a talk earlier this week, and she actually contacted me again. I'm doing 2 more prototypes for her. So hopefully they'll be even better than this one. So.
Well, and so there's another benefit here. Obviously, we want to help folks start businesses and make money, but this is going to help kids learn. So how does that make you feel?
I mean, this kind of work is very fulfilling. Like I said, you got these people that have had an idea in their head for 5, 10, 15 years, but they don't know how to execute. Mm-hmm. And so that's really what I want to help people do is, get that idea and be able to hand it to them, and so they could use it.
All right, we have some other gadgets here.
Well, so this is a device that I had worked on for a physical therapist. Can't go too much into detail, but basically it tracks some data for the.
And you're going to have to hold this in one spot. This poor cameraman's trying to follow you around. Just hold still. All right, so we had a guy, a physical therapist, come to you with an idea of a way to get some data from patients.
Right.
And then analyze and track that data. And you were able to take that idea and just build this. And it's working.
It is. It is definitely working. Runs through a phone application, and he got his delivered about a week ago. So he's happy with it. So.
And what are the other? I see a wrench and 2 cubes, couple.
Right.
Wrenches.
So these are just some of the capabilities that we're able to do. Over the past couple of years, we've been able to see a lot more advances in 3D printing. So everything that you see here was printed, was 3D printed with a cheap desktop 3D printer, probably a $300 printer. And
so your degree, you're an engineer. What is your specific degree?
Computer engineering.
Okay, but you also have some kind of background because you work with electronics, you can work with the 3D printers, you work with all different types of materials to do the prototyping, right?
Right, absolutely. Most of that was through the ECE program here in Mississippi State. So I've always been into this kind of fun, tinkering around, and so people now pay me to do it, which is fantastic. But the ECE program here at Mississippi State, we go through a senior design program. It's 2 semesters long. The first semester is about developing the idea, turning it into actual workable hardware. And then the second semester is all about productizing it, getting it smaller, getting it more compact, and getting it into a product version. And so that was a lot of fun, and moved me to this.
And hopefully we can spin this out and serve the people of Mississippi by having you continue to grow this prototyping business. So thank you very much for being with us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being with us. That'll do it. We'll see you next time.